Hello, neighbors. Yan, welcome to our Parenthood podcast. And with me is my husband, Dennis.
And of
This is
course,
Thammie.
yeah, Thammie.
I introduced myself. I
Yeah,
went ahead and introduced myself.
yeah, and
So
thank
today,
you. Yeah, thank you for joining us for today. I know maybe you're in traffic or maybe you're doing your laundry or doing household chores. This is a good time to listen to our podcast because today, what's our topic?
today we will be talking about creating that home
Court.
advantage.
Yeah, our home court advantage.
Home court, masyado kang NBA.
Of course.
I don't watch.
We now live in a bubble.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what do you want to say first, like about this topic? Why did we choose to talk about this?
Yes, I think the pandemic has caused us, for some parents, it has forced them to be with their kids. So I don't know if it's a positive or negative experience for you the past 6, 7 months, but this has forced us to be with our family. And we believe that this will be a great topic to discuss on how we can create a home court advantage in our families, no? Para ma-enjoy naman natin yung time natin together and maximize the time that we have.
Yes, that it will not be a waste.
Yes.
Diba? That
Yeah.
you get to spend time with your kids at home. I think it was one of our mentors, right? Pastor
Mhm.
Joey, who mentioned that his personal opinion is that this, like in a way,
Mhm.
so we'll remove the COVID aspect and we'll just look at the fact that parents are now with their children at home in a way that has been that has served as an answer to many children's prayers, right?
Mhm.
Of having more time with daddy and mommy.
Yeah. Maybe, Tammy, would be good for you to share. Ano yung mga childhood experiences mo or memories of home?
Okay, so I grew up in the province. I am from Mindanao. And sa probinsya kasi, back then we
The
had
provincial
no
life.
yes, we had no cable TV. We did have local channels, but they were not, di ba dati naman talaga no HD. So
Mhm.
think Reply 1988 setting.
Yun.
That was our setting. I lived in a compound with my cousins. And so we were all there. Most of the
Wow.
time we would play outside or we would go to one home and then move to the other cousin's home and we'll all collate our toys and just play. And so yeah, those are my childhood
Sarap naman.
memories.
How many cousins do you have in the compound?
I think 12.
Wow. 12 kayo?
Yes, 12. 4 times 3. No, 3, 9, 10. And then we had, so in our compound, we also had our employees. Like we housed our employees and we had our
Yaman ah.
factory there. Dun lang. Dun lang. Okay. But so we also played
Rich
with
girl.
we also played with hindi ano ba? We also played with ano to? Nawala tuloy ako.
Our factory.
Hindi. Ano? Kulit mo.
Yaman nyo.
Ang kulit. Ano na? Yan.
Yeah.
We played with the children of our employees.
Yeah.
So marami talaga kami.
Okay.
Oo, they'd play basketball with
Yeah.
them. We'd play cops and robbers together. So ako yung police may hawak ng yung yung may paputok na may amoy, yung
Yeah,
ring niya.
yeah.
So there.
Yeah.
Yun. Nawala tuloy ako.
No, ako my childhood would be a little more different because we grew up in the city. Tapos our parents at the time, nag-boom yung business.
Yaman, joke lang.
Yes. But we don't have factories and employees na. But at that time, they had lesser time with us. No, and I would remember my childhood days. Our weekends would be sa Unimart, and we'll go as entire family go grocery, and then yung ano namin consolation prize namin icy or orange Julius sa Unimart. And that's a memory that I had growing up. Most of the time at home, it was just because we were 4 siblings, so tatlong lalaki, tapos isang babae pa noon. We're all 6 now, but when I was a child, we were only 4, and there were a lot of fights and a lot of fun at the same time. No, for us. So happy then suntukan, diba? And that's part of how of my childhood memories, no. But then it was fun, it was exciting.
So most of the time, like the Unimart, the ganyan,
Yeah.
the grocery, it's more weekends.
Yes,
Talaga, you had to
yes,
wait for
kasi
the weekend.
my parents were in business. Both mom and dad were in business, so hindi sila stay at home. But then we live with our uncles and our aunts, no? So ano kami, we were around almost 20 in the house. It
So,
was
ang dami nyo rin.
Yeah, madami rin kami. That's why it was a happy every night. It was very happy. We would do dancing. We would watch together. So that's my childhood
Yeah,
memories.
so that's why I think both of us were used to loud
Mhm.
homes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're used to communal, a communal feel.
Okay,
No?
yes.
Unlike today, it's like you don't
Today's
even know
more
your
nuclear.
neighbor. Yeah.
Right? Before, it was really extended family.
Yeah.
Diba? We would be with extended family, would be with cousins, and yes.
Yes. And now when we got married, I think one of the things that we tried to work on, because we were now in the city, and since it has become more parang driven by business already. In fact, we don't know our neighbors. We don't even see our neighbors sa condo at the time. It was so hard,
Yeah,
right?
not just in the condo we stayed in, like in all the places that we moved. Diba kahit townhouse, it was also in a compound,
Yeah.
but we didn't see children. We didn't see
Neighbors. Yeah.
neighbors
Yeah, parang
unless
it
it
was
was a
weird. It was
holiday.
not the same. And that's why we naiyak, hindi naman naiyak, no, but we had an affinity with Reply 1988 because that was how life was before. It
Yeah.
was very communal, no. And so we were thinking, kami ni Tami, how could we now build our family with a home court advantage where happy memories are built at home in spite of the current realities that we have, that neighbors don't see each other, and so we'd like to discuss
Yeah.
that in this
I
podcast.
think
Yeah.
this is also, I think it's big for me because I grew up in the province and then I'm here and my family's still in the province.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the luxury of having my family just here.
Yeah.
Diba? And anytime I can go see them.
Mm-hmm.
So my family is really the friends that we have surrounded ourselves with
Yeah.
in Manila. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And trivia lang. Every night, my mother-in-law calls and my father-in-law, and they have fun talking with the kids, no? And yung malayo pa minsan, sila yung may mas deeper relationship with that compared to people who are close to sa proximity, no, ng
Yes.
proximity,
Sige, kaya mo yan.
proximity wise, no.
Yes.
And so there are ways on actually how to build
Mhm.
home court advantage, even with our relatives and in my in-laws who are far away from us. We're able to build good
And I
relationships with
think
them.
the word is intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're they're far and we don't get to see each other. And even if there's no more lockdown, it's not like we can just drive over there and see them or they could just come here anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be intentional in staying connected and staying in
Yes.
touch.
Yeah.
So that's why we have calls every night.
Mm-hmm.
And the same that the same word intentionality, di ba? We
Yeah.
are also intentional in building that community for our
Mm-hmm.
children and
Yeah.
our own family in spite of the busyness.
Yeah. And I think one of the things na notice ko lang with your family maybe is that your dad and your mom can carry a conversation with my kids. It's like it's not an effort.
So it's either
The-
mature
no,
yung mga anak natin or ano.
well, yeah. Or, di ba, kasi we see some parents and to be frank, in our side of the family, it's hard for the grandparents to start conversations with their kids because they were not used to it, no, or they were not as intentional in the past, and now they have a harder time of communicating with our
Mm.
kids, no. Parang how do you do that, no? Or maybe a challenge would be how do you create that atmosphere or environment where conversations are freely
I
done.
think even growing up, because I would always say growing up, my closest friends who I really get to share everything with were they it was always my parents.
Mm.
Okay. So and I think more than intentionality, it's just I felt that they genuinely wanted to know about my life. And I also feel this I still get that feeling when they
Mhm.
call and want to talk to our kids.
Yeah.
But there's that feeling that they genuinely just want to know what's going on, what our
Mhm.
kids' interests are,
Yes.
and even if they're just like the younger ones are just playing with the filters
Mhm.
of Zoom or Messenger or FaceTime, the fact that they see them, they enjoy that
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah.
I think that's just the being genuinely interested
Yeah. And even
in
when they're here,
others.
they play board games. Diba? They get to spend hours with their kids without feeling bored. And our kids
Mhm.
not feeling bored na what will I do with Lolo or Lola?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
laugh a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I
So
think they'll be happy to hear this
yeah,
podcast.
of
Yes.
course.
Thank you,
Please,
Papa and
Papa
Mama.
Mama, subscribe to our channel
Mhm.
and please tell your friends to subscribe to our channel.
Okay, so
All
how
right.
do we create that advantage for our kids? How
Yeah.
do we build? I think the when we talk about advantage, we really just want them to want to come home,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
when you keep saying home court advantage, that's not really a language I am used to because I'm not into sports.
Hmm.
So when you talk about having that home court advantage, what do you mean?
You hear people say, "This is home." Yeah,
Mm,
right? And you hear some people who say, I don't want to go home,
yes.
right? Because walang home court advantage. There were no there's not a lot of good memories to go back to that place.
Mm,
So I don't want to go there. And I
mm,
don't know if some of you, your family requires you to have the Sunday lunch or the Sunday dinner and you're forced to because there's no wonderful memories being created. Parang sa atin, di ba, we prayed na, Lord, may we be able to create the environment we're the home. It's not this house. We're the home that our kids, when they grow up, they would want to have lunch with daddy and mommy and with lolo and lola because we've created that environment for them growing up that they have wonderful memories and not negative memories about their parents That's why they would want
Mm.
to go and are not forced to or enforced to go
Mm.
to the lolo's house or to the lola's house, diba?
Okay. So when let me get this straight.
Mm.
When we talk about home having that home court advantage,
Yeah.
it's having that win
Mm.
of having every member of the family
Mm-hmm.
want to be with each other,
Yes.
want to like having every member of the family feel like they belong,
Mm-hmm.
that they have a place where they can be safe and
Yes.
a place where they can always come home to
Mm-hmm.
and actually want and enjoy being with that
Tama.
in that
Yes.
place. Tama ba? Yun
Yes,
ba?
yes.
Okay.
And I think it starts now. It doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now.
Yeah, and it's not
That
when they're old and
yes.
then oh nga, no, let's see if they we've given that
Yeah,
advantage.
it's
Parang
not
ganon.
when we're old and we say, "Oh, let's build a swimming pool for our apo or let's build a game room."
Mm.
We don't want to go to your house, right? Because we know there's not a lot of memories, right?
Mm.
And so walang push ba,
Mm.
walang positive reinforcement that I want to go to that house, right?
I keep hearing you say memories. And
Mm.
I think in our time, in our day and age, when we talk about advantage or giving your children the advantage, it's mostly geared on academics,
Mm-hmm.
on giving them the advantage. They have an edge in school. Parang laging ganon,
Yeah.
di ba?
Mm.
So now I'm hearing from you when we talk about advantage, it's not so much the many opportunities we can give our
Yeah.
kids with
Yeah.
education, with the
Mm.
budget and all
Mm.
that,
Yeah.
but it's more in the emotional health, I guess, or
Yeah.
spiritual health, and just the memories and the security of having family, what it
Yes.
means to be part of a
Yes.
family.
And maybe I'm speaking as a minister, as a pastor, and I've seen so many kids who are so talented, went to the best schools, but they grew up in a broken family, a broken system of no memories were created. Now they're bitter with their parents or it was not nice. So, and the parents thought, I gave you everything. I gave you the education. I gave you vacations. I gave you money. We were not really asking for that. What we
Mm,
wanted was the love of a parent. Because I
mm,
can work hard and have the money that I need now. But
mm,
there's something about the impartation of parents and the love that only parents can give to their kids.
Okay, so how do we create, like, what are some ways we can create those memories for our children and
Yeah.
give them that advantage?
Maybe let's share yung what we did in the past that
Okay.
help us create memories with our kids, no? I
Okay.
think number
As they
one,
were growing
yeah,
up.
ako
Okay, go.
bilang daddy, no? I think yung when we decided that we're going to have a budget that would go to building memories at home, which means we're going to buy lunch or snacks, merienda, junk food, and
Okay, wait,
yeah,
pause. Okay, that's
yeah, that's our youngest.
mm,
Okay.
all right, go.
Yeah. So, safe zone, no judgment. Okay lang magingay siya. All right? But again, we've created that. May pantry pa tayo noon, feeling.
Mm,
Pantry. Kahit napakamura lang ng laman ng pantry namin na mga chips para pag may mga bata, they can invite their friends to come here because there's food waiting for them. There's a cheap spaghetti, pasta for them that we can always cook. We had sardines ready all the
wow,
time. Yan.
sardines yan.
Sardines ang number one ko, no?
Premium sardines yan.
Come here,
Spanish
guys. We
style.
have sardines for you. Diba? And that has always been part of our pantry because we were always ready if somebody's gonna come. And I think our home has been a daycare center for many years
Mm.
for our kids' friends to come.
Yeah, and when you talk about setting aside budget for that, I don't even mean that it's a big amount
Mhm.
because especially when we started out, we were both in the ministry. Our
Yeah.
budget was really really tight, but we decided early on that even if it's not a big amount, a good chunk of our budget will go to hospitality and being able to
Yes.
welcome people into our home. Right? And that meant a
Mm.
lot of pancit canton, a
Yun.
lot of chips. Yan. So
Kung
the
merong gusto
parents,
mag-sponsor sa amin, lucky me, please contact us, email us.
Mm.
Yeah.
And another thing I remember that we did was having, like, we would host birthday parties
Mm.
for our friends' children, or our kids' friends. Right? They would call us and ask if they can have their children's parties here. And I remember fitting in 30 to 40 people in our condo before.
Mhm.
So it was not a big space. We did not have that. It wasn't a big space, but we just decided that we wanted
Yep.
also to know who our kids' friends were.
Mm.
And same, di ba parang ganon?
Yeah.
So,
And we were there in the party. We were not like we were on our phone, not
yeah,
minding
it's
them.
not so that
Yeah.
they'll be busy and then we can go do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And aside from that, more than the budget na, of course you save a lot when you do birthday parties at home. It's the memory of, my 7th birthday, my 10th birthday, my 12th birthday. It was done here at home,
Yeah. So
right?
yes, bihira lang tayo.
Yeah.
We did not have a lot of parties for our own children
Yeah.
in restaurants. It was really mostly inviting people, inviting their friends
Yeah.
over for some play
Yeah.
date.
And for personal opinion, I think it's how we wire them. Because if we wire them with big parties, they'll expect that.
Mm.
It's gonna come to a point now, oh, how come I'm having a small party now? I'm used to the big parties with all the boyoyongs and all the
But if you can have budget for big
oh
parties,
yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
But we also just knew that what was sustainable for us.
Yeah.
And I think we wanted our kids to really be content with just having a few friends over
Yeah.
and make sure that they knew who were in their parties.
Mm-hmm.
And that just
Yeah.
worked for us.
Yes. Tama.
Yeah. So but yung
Yeah.
iba naman kasi it also like I remember
No, true, true. Yeah.
Mika, the extrovert in our family, wanted to have like that feel that she'd be hosting people. So she requested a birthday party in a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And she really welcomed the people. So
Anong restaurant yun?
McDonald's. Binuking mo naman, di
Yeah.
ba?
Oo.
Yeah, but
Akala ko
every time,
Chinese restaurant.
hindi, talagang Chinese, kanto, pero hindi.
Hindi.
McDo lang.
McDo lang.
McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm not saying all our birthday parties are at home. Okay, it's not a dogma. We've done birthday parties at McDonald's. But then I think you'll always fight for that now. Yes, we'll have birthday parties at McDo, but as a family, we'll also celebrate party at home.
I think it's
Yeah.
just the having memories of celebrations. At home. Not necessarily birthday party.
Yes.
It could be, I remember a lot of our friends also had their Easter parties with us here,
Mhm.
Christmas Day,
Yes.
Christmas Eve,
Mhm.
mga ganon.
Oh.
Diba?
Ang sounding parang yaman natin. No? Dito sila nag-party.
Okay, so kung alam niyo lang talaga, if you only knew how it looked like, we would just stick lifetime tables, those plastic tables, we would just stick them together and then put tablecloth over them if we had the tablecloth. Ganun lang.
Yeah.
And then we'd use different chairs and then get from our homeschool room, borrow from other neighbors, just so we'd have enough chairs.
Yeah, I think it's the decision to make relationship far more important than the kabonggahan ng party. Diba?
Yeah.
Like, we want you guys here. It's gonna be a simple party, but we just want you guys here.
Okay, so we have the budget that goes to play dates. We have parties at home. I think we don't need to set aside. We can now bring it to like the everyday.
Yeah.
Which is mealtime. Mealtime, you already have a captured audience. So how do you maximize mealtime so that it will be filled with memories, even if it's simple?
Yeah, I think first of all, as what we said in the first episode, we're not experts. In fact, we don't hit it 100% all the time. Maybe we're closer to 50-60% of the time. No? But during meal times, as much as possible, no sumbong, no, oh, sister did this, brother did this. It's
no
all
tattling on each other.
Tattling. Yeah. In Tagalog, walang tatling. Okay? So, walang away-away, walang sumbong-sumbong. It's positive conversations or maybe highs and lows of the day. What have you learned? What happened today? What was exciting about today? Or maybe I'll give a lecture on leadership, or issues that's current.
Because we're there now, right?
Yeah.
How do you now? I think the challenge for us is maintaining conversations that the whole family can enjoy, given that we have a preschooler, we have a second grader, we have high school kids.
I also don't know. It's just there are seasons. It's gonna be more geared towards our older daughters. Some conversations are geared toward our younger sons at certain times. So it's not naman parang we don't schedule naman na parang we're very rigid in our conversation. It just comes out, right? And we would tell our sons who are actually bored already and they would want to stand up, no, stay here, we're still talking, and so that they'll get used to it. It's actually building their muscles to have healthy conversations even with adults. No.
Yeah, and it's not self-centered conversations because for children, okay, that doesn't concern me anymore. That's not interesting for me.
Yeah.
I can leave. But I think the message we're also sending is you are part of this family. It's not all the time that it's your interests that we will keep talking about. Sometimes we adjust and listen to other people's interests.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll share the next point, but I know you are the proponent of this. It's the rearranging the home. How we rearrange our house on what's truly centered in the house. And our house has gone through a lot of rearranging through the years. And it's because we want the house to reflect the values that we have and what we celebrate.
First.
Okay.
The rearranging.
Yeah, go.
It's not the redecorating.
It's not.
It's not the renovating because, like I said,
there's no renovation.
We don't have the budget for it.
Not that we don't have the budget. I would not release a budget for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I feel like we don't have a budget for it. Yes, but diba, I just wanted
Yeah.
to say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
because it might. I remember before having a conversation when we were still a newly married couple, and then they were talking about how I can't do this because I don't have the budget. And
Mhm.
so I think it's also making do with what you have, and then rearranging and making do with what you have, make the best out of what you have.
Yeah, diyan
Okay,
magaling si Tami.
so
The
go.
rearranging. Because I'm strict with no budget for renovation, she's now the master of
I
rearranging.
have been so
Yeah.
creative.
Yes.
Yes.
Oo.
Napiga ako.
Napiga ka.
Dahil piniga mo yung budget, ay kailangan ko pigahin yung budget, napiga ang creativity ko.
Yeah. So may master class ako on how to make your wife the master rearranger. May bayad 'yon. Ito libre. No? So
Okay, go. Talk about why, like, what do we mean by rearranging the home to reflect what's important
I think
to
you should be
us?
the one to discuss it because that's your thing, right? And
No, I think it's more of we wanted to make the things that we wanted to have less of more like inconvenient,
less accessible. Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
So example, the TV. The couch does not face the TV. We have
Mhm.
to pull the couch if we want to watch a movie. So sometimes, never mind. Let's just do something else because it's not comfortable. So the living room area is arranged in a way that what's comfortable is conversations and read alouds, not gadgets and watching
Mhm.
TV. That's
Yeah.
an example.
Mhm.
So do you have any more
I
examples?
think we need to do that with our dining table. That it's not accessible for me to eat all the time.
By the way, Dennis, I always had to tell him, siya yung una kong anak. It wasn't a problem before with my boys. He was my first boy who I always had to say, "Okay, upo, we're not yet done." Because for him, I'm done eating. So
Yeah.
I can stand up. But for me, no. And that's part of how we grew up, right?
Yes.
Growing up, for me, the dining table was a place of conversation. So we could take 2 hours, 3 hours in like one sitting,
Yeah. Yeah.
parang.
Yeah, but that was too long.
Yes, but
Yeah.
yeah, so we found a
So,
compromise, mga
yeah.
1.5.
Mga 1 hour lang.
No, for you, di
Yeah,
ba?
yeah.
So sa kanya naman, okay, we're done eating. Stand up and go back to
Yeah.
the rooms.
Or let's fix something.
Yeah. So yun. So,
Yeah.
bakit ko ba siya bringing up?
Hindi, parang I think yung dining table.
Ayun, dining table.
Yeah.
Yeah, kasi sanay siya.
Ang
Pag
tagal mo
na-
kasi kumain naman
No,
talaga.
he's used to
Yeah.
like, okay, pag nakaupo, dapat kumakain.
Yeah.
Pag hindi na kumakain, tayo na. Ako
Mhm.
naman, upo,
Yeah.
kain dahan-dahan.
English for our
Sit down,
audience.
relax.
Yeah.
Eat
Don't stand up. Eat slowly. Have a
Have a
conversation.
conversation, let's talk.
Yeah. But
Chew
if there's one thing that
slowly.
we've improved on, no gadgets on the table.
And that's major. Like
Mhm.
visually, we really remove the gadgets. It's not just on silent, but we remove their presence from the
Mhm.
dining table. So that's
90% accuracy yan.
yan, that has
No
really
gadgets.
facilitated
Yeah.
conversations.
Yes. Oo.
Yeah.
Alright.
Ako 100% sa akin yun.
Mm.
Hindi sumusunod minsan. No
Wala.
joke.
Okay.
Joke lang.
Ako yung share ko lang yung natutunan ko when I was single. And this was preached to us when we were in church. Quantity time is quality. Quality time is quantity time.
Please explain and
Parang
expound.
it's not just, I spend quality time with you. I had no phone for 10 minutes. Quality time
Okay.
is also quantity time. It takes a lot of time, right? It takes an hour for me to play with my kids. Dapat. For them to feel like daddy played with me. No? Or I can't say, okay, I'll play for you for 10 minutes uninterrupted and then I'm gone.
And then the rest of the day you won't see me.
Yes.
Or you
So
won't feel me.
I think that's why it's so important to have those times, especially when it's your day off. Make it your day off and really spend time with the kids for all the working dads out there. Now, take time to be with your wife and your kids because quality time is quantity time.
I think that there also needs to be a change in mindset.
Mm.
When you sometimes you mentioned something earlier na, okay, 10 minutes I played with you. Okay, I checked my daddy duty for now.
Mm.
So it's more of a shifting also. It's not just with the goal of being able to say, oh, I spent time with you.
Yeah.
I did my duty as a mom or as a dad. But it's really, again, going back to the heart of it. Why do you want to spend time in the first place? I want to know my child.
Mhm.
I want not just for my child to be able to say, yeah, mom was there for me, dad was there for me, but for them to really feel mom and dad really wanted to spend time with me.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
just the shift also in the
Tama.
perspective. So it's not like, I have to ano pala. Hindi siya magka-countdown ka.
Yes. And maybe
Okay.
lastly, and maybe that's your point also, to jump off. It's being present over perfect, right?
Yeah,
being
I
there.
think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I had to wrestle with personally because I'm very task oriented. If left to my own devices, I would really just keep on doing things, trying to correct things and trying to make things better. Like,
Because you're a homeschool mom.
yes. So
And you're
I would,
saying is everything is a learning, parang
Mhm.
every day is a learning day, parang ganon.
Every activity, every minute,
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
life, our whole life is
Yeah.
an
The
opportunity
world
to
is our
learn.
classroom.
Yes. So I have had to balance that also, no?
Mm.
And I remember every time I would say, "Oh, I have to fix this, I have to fix this," and my children would just say, "But it's just perfect the way it is. We're good with it." And until now, I would have that look when, and they can tell that I am now thinking of what to do next or what to
Mm.
fix next.
Mm.
And then they would remind me, Mom, stop. Everything's okay. Just enjoy." And that's their that's my cue to really just let go of things. And when we talk about giving our children that home advantage,
Mm.
it's not giving them the Pinterest picture perfect home or Instagram worthy home.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of that. Like starting out, I really wanted everything to be orderly. That's just how my brain functions. I really just thrive in having that sense of order until
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
But it's just a balance of, the goal is not perfection. The goal is not having a nice looking house. The goal is not having a nice home for photo op. Even the activities, diba?
Mm.
I would want to have more times at home that are not documented on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes. Which,
And
by
it's
the way,
just,
our teenage girls actually don't want.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and we have to ask permission then most of the time, diba?
Mhm.
Parang I want that special bond with my family, that
They
not
call it,
everything is
yeah, they
online.
call it capture the moment. Not
The
with your phone.
golden
But
moment.
not, hindi pala
Ano
capture the
yun?
moment. Enjoy the moment. No,
Mm,
kasi pag naka-phone ka, you're documenting everything. You're not actually enjoying the moment. You're
yeah.
documenting the moment,
So,
right?
okay din mag-document, pero yun nga, parang I would want to have more
I
memories
think
na
we have 3
hindi,
terabytes of memories that you've never reviewed for the
oo
past
nga.
10 years. No?
Pero you get what I'm saying,
I
right?
get what you're saying. You know, I try to make home videos. We edit home videos, vacations. We still do that, no? At a minimum, not naman to an extent na I'm not enjoying the moment already.
And it's really to, just to ano, para lang keepsake
Yeah.
siya of the memory. It's a
Yes.
representation. It's a small representation
Mhm.
of the vast,
Yeah.
ano, memory, di ba? Yung amount ng memory,
Yes.
that's just a small percentage yung na-document mo.
Yes. So be present rather than over being present over perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I want to honor you for the ang laki na ng improvement mo. Just a very big improvement of Thammie of not of learning how to let it go, right?
Yeah.
Just letting go. If we turn the laptop a few angles,
We can, you want?
huh? You will see how we have been letting go,
Yes.
right?
Hindi, gusto ko talaga. Pakita natin. Papakita natin.
Oh, ikaw.
Ayan.
Pakita mo.
Wait, ito dyan.
Yan.
Okay,
Yan.
yan.
May
Diba?
pillows, may kumot,
Yeah.
unkept. Yung microphone ako yan. Ako yung nanggulan yan. All right.
Mm-mm.
But we've learned that before, Thammie won't let go. Right? You've got to
Yeah, I
clean
cannot
this up
sleep.
now.
I cannot sleep. And there was no social media back then. It wasn't for the purpose of baka
Yeah.
akala nila mahilig ako mag-Pinterest
Yeah.
and Instagram.
Nakita na nila yung taas natin, no? Marumi na rin.
No, hindi siya marumi. Nilipat mo
Yeah,
lang yung
nilipat
ibang
ko lang.
books.
Oo.
Okay, balik
Yeah.
natin. Kasi ayoko siya tingnan.
Yun yung sabi ko.
Yung mga ganyan talaga. Hindi na nagpa-function yung brain
Yeah,
ko. So it wasn't really for the purpose even of social media. It was just really my own standards were too high as a mom and
Mhm.
as a keeper
Yeah.
of the home.
Yeah. I think kasi you had me.
What are you
And
trying to say?
you had high standards and you're not used to.
Akala ko you had me so you balanced and na-offset yung standards.
Hindi, pero yeah, we're so proud of you for letting go. And I think encouragement can for all the parents, especially moms who are very OC with their homes. No? Learn how to let go, be present over perfect. I think it would create wonderful memories. Your kids won't feel like I need to always clean up, I need to always brush my hair.
But I hope
yeah.
they do.
Or brush my teeth. Diba? There are times I could just relax and be with family. And just
Yes.
enjoy the moment.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And I hope that during this time, we will have more times when we can really enjoy family and our kids will feel, even our spouses and whoever enters our home, that
Yeah.
they will feel, I don't have to be somebody else in this home.
Yes.
I am appreciated for who I am, and I can be who I am, completely be who I am, and the people I'm with love me, and I can enjoy this.
Yes. Love you.
Okay. So how do we land this?
I love you.
I love you.
So thank you very much, neighbors, for listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube or Facebook. If you have any questions or email, you can email us or DM us or PM us, and we'd love to answer your questions in the coming episodes.
Yes.
So again, this airs every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Please invite your family, your friends, your neighbors to subscribe, like, comment on our page, and we'd love to hear from you also on what topics you want to discuss. So thank you very much, and thanks for joining.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.